Graduates, family, and friends to the 2026 Oregon Health and Science University, Portland State University School of Public Health Hooding Ceremony. Thank you for joining us in this important celebratory event, which recognizes the academic achievement of our students. Graduates and
we so appreciate your being with us today. This is an important event for all of us. I'm Paul Halverson, Dean of the School of Public Health. I'd like to ask you to please rise when your name is called. With me on the platform are Don Richardson, our Senior Associate Dean for Academic Operations and Associate Professor, Emily Morris Kemmer, Assistant Dean for Student and Alumni Affairs, Brad Whipley, Associate Dean for Graduate and Academic Affairs and Associate Professor, Joe Niedeba, Interim Associate Dean for Research and Associate Professor, Rochelle Fu, Program Director for Biostatistics and Graduate Certificate in Biostatistics and Professor, Emily Hinkle, Program Director for PhD Epidemiology and Associate Professor, Neil Wallace, Program Director for the MPH in Health Management and Policy and Associate Professor, Lynn Messer, Program Director for PhD Community Health Professor, Gordon Shin, Associate Professor, Program Director for PhD Health Systems and Policy, Elizabeth Waddell, Program Director, Public Health Practice, Associate Professor, Tanya Peterson, Program Director, Environmental Systems and Human Health, MPH Associate Professor, Sarah Andre, Program Director for Epidemiology, our keynote speaker, Dr. Alonzo Plow, Chief Science Officer and Vice President, Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. Thank you all, and you can be seated. Today is our 9th hooding ceremony as one school combined with 2 universities. We have 5 students today graduating with a PhD and 74 graduating with master's degrees. We also have 161 students graduating with bachelor's degrees who will be recognized during the PSU commencement ceremony on Friday, June 12th. I want to acknowledge Emma Lou Leary, who has been nominated by our faculty and student body to serve as this year's flag bearer. Please stand so we can recognize you. All right. Emma's a first-generation student from rural Colorado, graduating with a Master of Public Health and Epidemiology from our School of Public Health. Thank you, Emma. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Betty Izumi, who was nominated by our student body to serve as this year's Faculty Marshal. Dr. Izumi, please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you. Dr. Izumi is a professor in health promotion and the director of PSU's Asian American Native American Pacific Islander Serving Institution project. It's an incredibly important project, particularly at PSU, but it's an important part of our school indeed. She's been recognized as a faculty member who demonstrates sustained contributions in outstanding teaching, mentorship, professional achievement, and leadership in the university community. Congratulations, Betty, Dr. Izumi, for your recognition of faculty excellence. Let's give her a round of applause. So, as I mentioned, today is a momentous day. As Dean, commencement is easily the highlight of my year. It's our chance to step out of the classroom to celebrate your persistence and your resilience, and to officially confirm that, yes, you really have achieved what you set out to accomplish. We must recognize and acknowledge the invisible labor that got us all here. Thank you to parents, and probably you know who you are. If you're not a parent, you may also have been a very, very important part of the success of the graduate that's here today. I want to acknowledge that and say thank you. As parents, you probably know today much more about probability and epidemiology and statistical modeling than ever before, more than you bargained for sure. If you have children, thank you to the kids for being patient and understanding when you needed to study or work on a project. And I know we have a number of our graduates who are parents themselves, and kids and others that have had to, in some cases, be more patient than they may wanted to. Thank you to your partners who bravely navigated the single parenthood at times during midterms, presentations, and finals week. Thank you to your friends who cheered you on from the sidelines, patiently awaiting for you to resume your social calendar. You didn't get here alone, but you are the ones who crossed the finish line. Before I send you off into the brimming world of public health, I want to share a brief story about a lesson that I learned early in my career, one that changed how I view the bridge between data and doing. Early in my career, I gave a presentation to a national committee of the local Health Officers Association. At that time, I was convinced the presentation was flawless. Picture this, the grand ballroom in a downtown hotel, and me, the only academic in the room, wearing a tie that actually matched my suit, and that's when we used to wear ties, by the way, and it was really a professional requirement. My slides were a masterpiece, and they really were slides at that point. The data was airtight, the graphs were animated with dramatic precision, and I'd even calculated confidence intervals for nearly every estimate. I was incredibly proud of this great presentation. I sat down feeling like I just delivered a definitive performance. A senior colleague leaned over and whispered something that changed my trajectory forever. He said, "That was excellent, but next time, tell us what you want us to do with that data." And it hit me. Public health is about the science, but it also is about what we do with the data and what action we can take as a result of that insight. It wasn't really the validation that I was looking for from my colleague, but it was the exact reality check that I needed. At that moment, I realized that having the best data in the room doesn't matter if you don't have the courage to point the way to do what needs to be done. The analysis alone is not leadership, but action is. That lesson has served me as my North Star ever since. As you prepare to take your own seat at the table, I want to leave you with 3 qualities that turn analysis into action: determination, persistence, and optimism. First, determination. In public health, you've been trained to value evidence, to analyze data, and weigh your options carefully. You've learned to love confidence intervals, distrust anecdotes, and say, "It depends," with professional confidence. But once you leave the classroom, you'll discover something very important. There's never enough data, there is rarely perfect clarity, and almost no decision comes with flashing green lights that say, "Proceed, all risks eliminated." At some point, determination means stopping the analysis and moving forward anyway. As Peter Drucker put it, the best way to predict the future is to create it. In public health, waiting for the perfect information often guarantees missed opportunities. Determination is trusting your training, making a decision, and committing to implementation. We do not lack good ideas in public health, that's for sure. What we lack are good ideas that are acted on. Second, persistence. The second quality I want to talk about is persistence. In public health, we often know exactly what needs to be done, and we usually have the evidence to support it. What we don't always have are the sufficient resources, political alignment, or an uncomplicated approval process. Let me share a few quick examples. I once worked on a project where the budget was cut, then cut again, and then just for fun, cut one more time. At some point, someone finally said, "Well, I guess we're done," and the room went quiet, and someone also said, "No, we just have to get smarter to figure out how to keep doing this." That moment captured public health perfectly. Theodore Roosevelt said it best: "Do what you can with what you have, where you are." If that isn't public health, if that isn't a public health job description, I don't know what is. Graduates, your persistence is represented by your presence here today. It proves that you had the persistence to work hard and to accomplish. It's expensive. It competes with jobs, families, sleep, and on some days, your sense of sanity. You could have chosen an easier path. Instead, you stayed. Carry that persistence forward. Implementation, follow-through, and the willingness to try again, often without applause, will distinguish you from those waiting for the ideal conditions. Optimism. The final quality I want to mention to you, and perhaps underscore twice, is optimism. Public health is not always, in fact, rarely, is it an easy profession. Our mission, the health and well-being of an entire population, communities, neighborhoods, and people who do not always agree with us, trust us, or even welcome our recommendations. We work among shifting policies, leadership changes, and limited resources, and it can be tempting, especially before caffeine, to feel discouraged. But optimism reminds us what works. Many of the greatest improvements in life expectancy did not come from dramatic medical breakthroughs, but from public health interventions: clean water, immunizations, seatbelts, safer workplaces. Public health succeeds so quietly that people sometimes forget it's there. Optimism also matters for culture. One thing I've learned is that public health professionals are exceptionally good at thoughtful critique. You can read that whining. And occasionally at competitive complaining. I would encourage you not to let cynicism become your default setting. Optimism attracts partners. It keeps teams moving, and it reminds those who come behind you that this work matters. Public health is ultimately about people, and people-centered work depends on relationships. Relationships built on honesty, integrity, and respect. Optimism is not naive, it's necessary. Graduates, please know how incredibly proud our faculty, staff, and leadership are of you. We have great expectations for the work you will do, the responsibilities that you will carry, and the difference that you will make. Congratulations on what you have achieved and on what lies ahead. As you step out of these halls and into your next chapter, my wish for you is simple. May your work be deeply meaningful, your persistence unwavering, and your optimism entirely intact. You leave here today with more than just a degree. You leave here with a stronger, well-equipped voice. You have the tools, the talent, and the lived experience to do more than just explain the complicated public health problems of the world. You have the power to change it. So go forth and lead with confidence. Don't just show them what the data says, show them what to do next. Thank you, and congratulations to our class of 2026. Next, I would like to invite two students to speak. They were nominated by the students and faculty of our school to represent our graduates. The first is Micah Mizuzumi, who is graduating with a Master of Public Health and Health Promotion. I invite Micah to the stage.
Hey everybody. When writing this speech, I was reminded of a conversation my classmates and I had with Mr. Tadao Yuge, whose farm we visited during our community nutrition in Japan class this last December. At his farm, Mr. Yuge had a beautiful collection of vegetable boxes. He chose to intercrop his vegetables so that each box is an incredible assortment of bright greens, deep reds, and vibrant purples. But when asked about the types of crops he grew, Mr. Yuge thought for a moment, and he said, "We are often so caught up with the product of our crop that we forget to think about the soil." Think about that for a moment. Mr. Yuge cares more about how his crops interact to create a healthier collective environment than the product that they each individually produce. I personally would like to think that we, in public health, can work the same way as the crops in Mr. Yuge's garden. Each of us have been trained to approach the field from our own angles of expertise. These skills and lessons we've learned during our programs will undeniably shape the impact we have on the world. But I want us to refocus on Mr. Yuge's answer. Why can't we forget about the soil? And what can we do as public health professionals to nurture it? In many ways, now we're entering into an increasing political time in the midst of national and global unrest. We need to remember that what gives our work meaning and what keeps us rooted. At the end of the day, for many of us, it's our communities that give us strength. When we see threats to our soil, whether that's the unjust action of federal officers separating children from their mothers, or the devastation of land, the displacement of families, and genocide as a result of American imperialism and settler colonialism, it becomes our responsibility to speak out and support our global community's collective well-being. Everyone in our society, whether local or global, contributes to their own irreplaceable nutrients to the soil. If we neglect to nurture the soil, we run the risk of killing it. As public health professionals, we must remember that our work is always greater than ourselves. We are responsible for advocating for our community's collective well-being and health in the same way a biodiverse planter box nurtures the soil. The road ahead will undeniably be difficult, but if there's anything I want you all to get from this speech today, it's that we'll be entering it together as our own community. Maybe I just got really lucky in all of my group projects, but from being around and working with many of you, I know that you are all brilliant, kind, and caring people. The answer to approaching the difficulties ahead does not lie with your own ability to overcome hardship. It's about how we work through it together. Lastly, I want to acknowledge the soil that has nurtured me and shaped me into who I am today. To my mom, Aoi, thank you for showing me how to cultivate community wherever I go. To my dad, Josh, thank you for teaching me about the outdoors and how to find peace amongst chaos. To my sister, Zeta, thank you for showing me, for better or for worse, what true stubbornness looks like. You've definitely taught me a thing or two about advocating for myself. And to my grandparents, thank you for showing me what it means to wear your heart on your sleeve. To each of you, thank you for making up the soil that has helped me reach heights I could have never dreamed of. I wouldn't be here without you today. And now to my future public health colleagues, family, friends, and everyone else here today, I want to remind you all to never forget about nurturing the soil. Because when we care for the soil, we create conditions for all of us to thrive. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2026. I feel so incredibly lucky to be here with you all today.
I should note that Micah graduated with his bachelor's degree in global resource systems from the University of British Columbia, where he specialized in global health and nutrition in the Americas. His passion for food and health systems led him to pursue his master's in public health and health promotion at our school. At the OHSU School of Public Health, Micah had the opportunity to work as a public health intern at Ikeo Nokia, a Japanese community lunch program for older adults in the Portland area. And I would note I had the wonderful privilege of being there with both Micah as well as Professor Betty Izumi, and it's a wonderful place. And I saw how Micah had a great opportunity to be of service to the people there. And it's really been an example of that community partnership that he spoke of, the soil. And while designing a survey, he had the opportunity to be involved in designing a survey to better understand community needs. Growing up in Portland as a multiracial Mexican and Japanese American, Micah developed a deep appreciation for the role that culturally specific food played in shaping his own cultural identity and his sense of well-being. After his work with Ikeo Nokia, Micah is passionate about designing a culturally responsive nutrition initiative that strengthens community networks and celebrates cultural identity. So again, let's give Micah a round of applause for his great work. The next speaker joining us on this stage is Majoa Nyamapoku Manu. She is graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Community Health, and I invite Majoa to the stage. While she's coming, let me just say that Majoa is a researcher and educator completing her doctoral degree in Community Health. She's also this year's recipient of the Faculty Award for Excellence in Teaching, which is an award given by our student body for being outstanding and or innovative in teaching, having positive guidance and a sustained commitment to teaching. Integrating public health, business administration, and accounting, her work advances health equity and efficiency through population health frameworks with a focus on disability health, reproductive health, and community well-being. Over the past decade, she has partnered with communities, universities, and global organizations, including the WHO, UNAIDS, and USAID across Ghana, Japan, and the United States. Her project portfolio spans adolescent sexual health, pregnancy and delivery care, reproductive life planning among people with intellectual disabilities, education as a climate solution, and positive aging. So, let us welcome Majoa to the stage.
I found the speech, so good afternoon, everyone. Thanks to the family, friends, guests, and the School of Public Health, faculty, staff, and administration, and everyone who has showed up for us today and always. I'm grateful for my friends who took time off work to be with me here today, my mother and uncle who traveled across oceans and continents to be in the US today. Thank you. I thought about how to start my speech. Acknowledge that I am honored to speak here today, really, and also shared that I was surprised when I learned I was being considered as the doctoral student speaker. My surprise was about how we, the School of Public Health and I, began and how we are wrapping up my time in the program. When I applied to the program in November 2020, I was chosen to demonstrate English language proficiency because I was educated in Ghana, and that was the policy of the school then. Just a few weeks ago, I was, once again, chosen to speak here, speaking mainly English. Of course, I will speak Twi, one of the many languages spoken in Ghana, where I grew up. 5 years down the line, with my lengthy emails and the School of Public Health Social Justice initiatives, applicants with education from Ghana and additional English-speaking countries will not be asked to demonstrate English language proficiency. How amazing. Clearly, I was able to start my speech. Then I got to the main content, which I asked friends and colleagues what they wanted to hear here today. One friend suggested a personal story, and she's here. One spent nearly an hour on the phone with me talking about community building and sustainability, also here. One suggested something memorable and showed me a scene from a TV show which included us waving our robes in the air. One said I should say, "Thank you all, go in peace," implying short and simple. I do not know if I was asking for ideas or collective experiences, or if I was asking for permission to speak the truth. If the latter, then I give myself permission. But why did I feel that way? Why did I feel like I could not speak the truth that I know and believe in? And so I asked myself, what would I want to hear during my doctoral holding ceremony? And this is what I want to hear. 3 simple yet powerful words: people, place, and time. People, place, and time carry profound meaning in public health. And public health is practically our day-to-day actions. And as you listen to me, which I hope you all do, and it's also fine if you only pretend to listen, try to find these 3 elements: people, place, and time. Think about their unique importance and how they manifest in your life and communities. And class of 2026, as public health professionals, let me know if you too have been asking yourself, what have I gotten myself into? Not everyone stands with public health, especially right now in the United States. Notwithstanding present challenges, it should not deter us from doing our work. Public health is not just the right thing to do, public health is humane. To protect populations, to protect communities' well-being, now and always. Public health is as big and as little as adding a ramp so that a dear one, a loved one using a mobility device can be on this stage. Public health is as big and as little as making sure water is safe and not polluted with poisonous forever chemicals. Public health is humane. Public health serves populations and not an individual, as we all learn class of 2026. Public health is fundamentally about people from different cultures, ages, race, circumstances, and more. The people are families, friends, neighbors, colleagues, whose lives are intertwined with social, political, and environmental conditions. As such, the trust and credibility we build are as important as any policy. As we navigate this uncertain time, there is another dimension that shapes our efforts: democracy. A dear friend's mantra is, democracy needs you, because democracy allows accountability, transparency, and equity. Public health thrives when voices are heard, when there is stability, when decisions are based on evidence and science, and when communities directly participate in shaping policies that affect their lives. I have really enjoyed my public health education, both in Ghana and here, and the knowledge and skills acquired through a public health education put us in a unique position of awareness, understanding and appreciation of actions and policies that promote health and well-being. As such, the privilege of our public health education could easily be our blind spot, and the keynote speaker also mentioned this. And so, presently, we all need our people to watch out for us. Please remember to support one another, share the confusion, navigate the changes, be in community, stay connected. Because at this significant time in public health, collaboration could be the way for us to survive for better decisions, support, and problem solving. We say in Chi, Tikuro inkwe jina if we say, Nyansa ini baako fotirim, which I loosely transliterate as, one hair does not go into council because wisdom is not in the head of an individual. It could also mean that two heads are better than one, but it depends on who the two heads belong to. Again, not everyone agrees with public health actions right now. Public health is under attack. And instead of becoming all defensive, I pause and ask myself, how do I engage with people who disagree with me? I do not expect them to see things from my point of view. I only ask that they do not sabotage me. So irrespective of a person's view, the least we all could do right now is to ensure we work together to create a world where people, plants, animals, water, and the air flourish together. Class of 2026. I wonder about what I have gotten myself into because I am an advocate, custodian, and guardian of principles that sustain public health. Are you, and will you be too? Memamo Ayuko Moniyo, congratulations and well done, class of 2026.
Thank you. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Alonzo Plow. Dr. Plow joined the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation as the Chief Science Officer and Vice President for Research, Evaluation, and Learning in January of 2014. He's responsible for aligning all the Foundation's work with the best evidence from research and practice on improving health equity and incorporating program evaluations into organizational learning. He also oversees the two grant-making portfolios focused on innovation and emerging issues, ideas for equitable future, and global ideas for U.S. solutions. Dr. Plow has been a national leader in public health practice for over 25 years, including the Los Angeles County Department of Health, where he served as the Director of Emergency Preparedness and Response, as well as the Director and Health Officer for the Seattle and King County Department of Health, and as the Director of Public Health for the City of Boston. He started out as an academic researcher and was a professor in graduate programs at Boston University, Tufts, and Harvard. He is currently Clinical Professor of Population Health at the University of Washington School of Public Health. Dr. Plow has published an extensive body of peer-reviewed research and is the author or editor of 8 books, including the most recent, Necessary Conversations, Understanding Racism as a Barrier to Achieving Health Equity. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Alonzo Plow, a longtime friend and colleague and leader in our field. Alonzo?
Thank you very much, Dean Halverson. It's really great to be with you all today. So first, let me say congratulations to the graduates, your families, your friends, the faculty and staff who all have brought you to this moment. I mean, you're graduating from a very, very special place. OHSU, Portland State. This School of Public Health really stands out for its collaborative, community-engaged approach to both public health training and health justice at a time when it's pretty hard to do that. It shows a deep commitment to health equity, training future health leaders like yourselves to improve health for everyone. You know, that really matters. Public health is never just about ideas and methods. It's about well-being for people and their families. And looking out at all of you, I'm reminded how important it is that we are together physically in community, making an important passage in your lives. If you'd just been graduating just about 6 years ago, this gathering might not have been possible. COVID would have taken this away from you. You would not have gotten to sit with classmates, see your family's faces, hear the applause, and feel the weight and the joy of the moment. So let's not treat this gathering as routine, because it's not. Being together is part of what makes us human, and protecting that possibility is part of what public health is for. I've been in public health a long time, as Dean Halverson said, even a tad longer than he mentioned. Thank you for not aging me out too much, Dr. Halverson. And I've seen a lot, and I've seen public health, our field. I've seen it celebrated. I've seen it ignored. I've seen it misunderstood. I've seen it politicized, but I've always seen it called upon in periods of crisis. My path in public health was really shaped early from, growing up. My parents were civil rights activists. I was born at a time when black families like mine were denied care in many hospitals. I was born in Frederick Douglass Hospital, the first black hospital west of the Mississippi, and a hospital that existed only because the community provided what the system would not provide. And that historical lesson has really stuck with me in my public health work. When institutions fail, communities don't simply wait, they organize, they build, they care for one another. They insist on dignity. They create forms of knowledge and survival that public health must learn to respect. That understanding that communities must be at the center of solutions has shaped my work in public health for quite a while. So today I want to offer you a kind of a framework that I've seen over the years for thinking about this world of public health that you're entering. So you have to always have three things, and mine are technology, truth, and trust. So let's think about those three T's for a moment. And I'm going to go back to some early days when I was Director of Public Health in Boston. That was the early days of AIDS, HIV. So first, technology. There was no technological fix, no treatment, no cure, not even a clear biomedical understanding of what we were facing. The disease was first described through stigma. People called it gay men's disease. That language did harm. It delayed understanding. It made people afraid of one another. Second, trust back in that same period. Very little trust between public health institutions and the communities most affected, many of which had already experienced exclusion, judgment, and neglect from medicine, government, and society. Building trust is not a communications problem. It's a moral and political challenge. And third, back at that time, truth. We did not know the truth about this problem in a scientific sense. There were rumors, there were myths, there were theories, there was fear. But there was one truth we should have known from the start, and that people suffering from AIDS were not morally defective. They were not less worthy of care. They were human beings in need of science, compassion, and justice. And we had to learn the pathways of the disease without judgment. We had to understand that prevention and treatment without stigma. And we had to be pushed really forcefully by activists and communities who refused us to be silent. That was one of the great transformational lessons for public health practice, HIV/AIDS epidemic. Because public health did not simply save the affected communities. The affected communities changed public health practice in a fundamental way. They showed us that at its best, community activism is a pathway to better science, better public health practice, and better truth. So let's jump forward to a period that you all have experienced, 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic, and another really important defining moment for public health. Again, we face a novel virus. Again, at first there was no vaccine, no treatment, and then came an extraordinary achievement, a scientific achievement of vaccine development. It was at least scientifically a triumph. But technology alone didn't solve the crisis. Why? Because there really wasn't the bedrock of trust. There was fears, there was changing governmental pronouncements, there were unpopular mandates. Public health asked the public to trust its guidance, but in many places the trust was not there, or it eroded over time. And then there was the challenge of truth. In a fast-moving crisis, evidence changes, because that's how science works under pressure. But the changing nature of evidence can make truth feel elusive, especially to people who are frightened or isolated or grieving. And we in our field did not always explain that well. We did not always distinguish clearly between what we knew, what we believed, what we were still learning, and what we were asking people to do out of precaution. The lesson is not that public health should have been silent or passive. The lesson is that scientific authority without public trust is fragile, and public trust without honesty about the uncertainty is impossible to sustain. We live in an era, and I'm going to quote one of my favorite, this is the only quote I've got, my favorite social philosopher, Stephen Colbert. May he find additional work. And Stephen Colbert, yes, thank you. We all are looking forward to that. He said we live in an era of truthiness, right? Truthiness. Truthiness is not just lying. It's what happens when truth is bent by power, amplified by technology and media, and accepted because it feels right, because it confirms what people already fear, already believe, or already want to be true. And we're living through a moment when scientific truth is contested, when evidence is treated as political preference, when data can be attacked or manipulated, and when long-trusted public institutions no longer command confidence. So where does that leave you? You are entering public health in a really difficult time, but also a critically important time, maybe one of the most important in generations. So let's return to those 3 T's. You will need to defend scientific truth, not arrogantly, not mechanically, not as if expertise gives you permission to dismiss people's fears or lived experience. You will need a truth that is scientifically rigorous, but also publicly meaningful. That means respecting evidence. It also means respecting the knowledge people carry in their own lives, families, histories, communities, because lived experience is part of the reality that science must understand. Second, on technology. And yes, AI is the elephant in the room. In my own experience with using chat, it's been interesting and cautionary. I have now decided AI really needs to mean almost intelligent. Yeah, right. But jokes aside, this is serious. AI will only be as good as the data it's built on, the assumptions embedded in its algorithms, and the human judgment used to interpret its outputs. So your job will not be simply to use the new technology. Your job will be to ask who designed it, whose data trained it, who benefits, who's harmed, and how do we make sure it serves health equity rather than undermining it. Third, on trust. Trust is relational. It's earned over time. You build trust simply by showing up, by listening before prescribing, by using language people understand, by being honest about uncertainty, by admitting mistakes, by respecting community knowledge, and by making sure your words are followed by action. And that may be the most important, and drawing on your own humanity. And that may be the most important thing I can say to you today. So as you enter the world with these new credentials, don't confuse professionalism with distance. Don't confuse expertise with detachment. The people you serve do not need you to pretend you know everything. They need you to be rigorous, honest, humble, and present. Navigating technology, truth, and trust won't be easy. It'll be uncomfortable, and it'll require courage. So I'm going to add a 4th T, tenacity. You will need tenacity because the problems you are inheriting are not simple. They cannot be solved in a single grant cycle, election cycle, research paper, or strategic plan. You're going to have to stay in the work. You will need to know your own truths and values, the ones rooted in your families, your communities, your histories, and your reasons for choosing this field of public health in the first place. And then don't forget about the joy. You will need joy too. Public health is often described as crisis, risk, disease, mortality, morbidity, but at its heart, public health is about the conditions that allow people to live full lives, to breathe clean air, to drink safe water, to raise children, to age with dignity, to gather as we are gathered today to belong. That's really noble work. So graduates, here's my charge to you. Defend truth, but don't weaponize it. Use technology, but don't worship it. Build trust, but don't assume it. And when the work is hard, and it'll be hard, be tenacious. Your task is simply not to know more than others. Your task is to help people know what matters, believe what is true, and trust that public health is on their side. So you've got great training, you clearly have the energy, the creativity, you have one another, and you are graduating at a time when your work could not matter more. Congratulations, graduates, and I can't wait to see what you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't go? Okay. No, don't go. So one of the privileges that I have as the Dean of this School of Public Health is to recognize leaders in public health. And clearly, Dr. Plow is a leader with a lifetime of achievement. Great gratitude from this field to his leadership. He's a scholar, a researcher, an administrator, a leader, and his sacrifices and his good work, I think, have been on display in his presentation. But if you've known him, as I have for the last many years, let's just say that, you would know why we choose at this time to acknowledge his lifetime achievement with the Dean's Medal of Excellence from the OHSU-PSU School of Public Health.
Oh. Wow. Well, let's see. You might need to take the cap off or
No,
pull it down.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And here is the plaque.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you. Thank you.
Use your glasses.
Oh.
I now invite Dr. Don Richardson to the podium for a special award presentation.
It's my honor to present the OHSU-PSU Dan E. Beecham Memorial Award for Social Justice. Established to honor the legacy of Dr. Dan E. Beecham, a passionate advocate for social justice and public health. This year is the 50th anniversary of Dr. Beecham's landmark publication, Public Health as Social Justice. This foundational paper fundamentally reshaped public health ethics by arguing that health equity is a collective, political, and ethical responsibility. This award recognizes graduating students whose leadership, values, and impact reflect his enduring vision of equity and community well-being. Fazila Abdullah is the first recipient of this award today. Fazila is a first-generation international student from India, graduating with her Master of Public Health in Epidemiology from the OHSU-PSU School of Public Health, with a background in clinical dentistry and lived experiences in an underserved community facing health inequities. She is committed to advancing public health through research focused on infectious disease and health equity. During her time at the School of Public Health, Fazila has worked as a student worker in the Infectious Disease Research Group, gaining valuable experience collaborating with experts in the field. She has been actively involved in community engagement initiatives and student leadership, serving as co-lead for BREATHE, that's our BIPOC Resilience, Empowerment, and Affirmations Towards Health Equity group. She has also supported Student Leadership Council to create inclusive spaces where students can connect, share, and feel supported. As a first-generation student from a minority background, she brings a culturally informed perspective shaped by her experiences, and she is passionate about equity, advocacy, and inclusion, with commitment in offering support to fellow international students. Driven by the belief that healthcare is a human right, Fazila is committed to advancing research that promotes equitable and accessible healthcare for all. Fazila, your contributions truly embody the spirit of this award. We are very proud to recognize you as you carry forward this important legacy. Congratulations. Would you like to say some words?
Thank you so much, School of Public Health, for giving me this award. I'd like to thank my family, friends, and my parents, especially who are watching online from the other side of the world. Thank you so much for the support and strength throughout this journey. I believe healthcare is a human right, and this award inspires me to keep working towards a world where everyone can have their access to care they deserve, they need, regardless of the community, circumstances, and the background they come from. Thank you again for this recognition. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Brent Riley is the next recipient of this award. Coming from Kaiwak and Shiwi, the tribes of Laguna and Zuni, in a humble household led by his mother, Brent learned early the realities of financial insecurity and health inequities that disproportionately affect Indigenous families. Limited access to health care, transportation, and culturally responsive medical care shaped much of his childhood and exposed him firsthand to the systemic barriers that many Native communities continue to face. Serving as a caregiver and communicator with his grandmother as she navigated dementia revealed the gap between Western medicine and Indigenous understandings of health, language, and care, experiences that ultimately inspired his commitment to public health and social justice. His work focuses on Indigenous public health, chronic disease prevention, and Indigenous data sovereignty among American Indian and Alaskan Native communities in the Pacific Northwest. Through his practicum with the NPA-IHB Tribal Epidemiology Center, he conducts epidemiologic research examining cardiovascular disease disparities among AI-AN communities in Washington state. His work is grounded in the belief that data should serve communities, honor Indigenous knowledge systems, and advance health equity. His work has further supported through the UW's Northwest Center for Public Health Practice Graduate Field Placement Funding Award, which funded his project examining the burden of cardiovascular disease among AI-AN populations in Washington state. He was also selected as a recipient of the Northwest NARCH Research Support Fellowship for mentored population health research training focused on underserved Indigenous communities. Beyond research, Brent serves as a co-lead of Breathe, where he supports first-generation and BIPOC students through mentorship and community-building initiatives. He was also awarded the OHSU-PSU GOAT Epidemiology Award for academic growth, resilience, and peer mentorship. Brent, your contributions truly embody the spirit of this award. We are proud to recognize you as you carry forward this important legacy. Congratulations. I know you have some words to say.
Quasi so posaute mi się wemci to aż wa tsanayate mi się tsanayshti ashtunuka tsakuit tsaiti hopa hishtina maka ta shkuna mashkwana mame wishtiani. What I said in my language is just thanking my family for everything that they've done for me. Growing up, sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional, but how much support they gave to me throughout this whole educational career, and they have a lot of aspirations for me. I'm looking at them right there over there, trying not to get emotional, but I just like to thank them, and like Don said, like my grandmother is sort of the foundation of my story because she went through a system where she cannot comprehend the language, which is English, and like there's a lot of systemic and structural barriers that she faced. So I'm kind of doing this for her. I want to be her voice. I want to continue on her voice, but also be an advocate and the voice for other people in other communities. Thank you.
We will now begin the presentation of graduates, and in a moment, Dr. Don Richardson will return to the podium and our graduates will come to the stage. Today we have both master's and doctoral candidates. I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about the regalia we are wearing, which consists of a gown, hood, and cap. The doctoral gown is detailed with velvet and has bell-shaped sleeves, while the master's gown has long pointed sleeves. Faculty may also wear gowns in the colors of their institution where they attain their highest degree. Candidates for advanced degrees wear an academic hood, the component of regalia which is worn around the neck and drapes down the back. The color of the hood's velvet fabric is associated with the academic discipline. Salmon pink is the color for public health programs in North American universities. The hoods are also lined with the colors of the institution. Some of our students are completing a dual degree with another academic discipline. These students may choose to wear the hood of the other academic discipline. Graduates will cross the stage and their doctoral dissertation chair or program director will place the hood over the graduate's head, signifying their success in completing the degree program, thus the expression hooding. It's my pleasure to begin the hooding process, and I invite Dr. Richardson to the podium and our four PhD and our PhD candidates to line up.
Receiving the PhD in Community Health, Majoa Nyama Pokua Manu. Majoa is being hooded by her dissertation chair, Dr. Willie Horner Johnson. Dr. Manu's dissertation is titled Reproductive Life Planning Among Women with Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities, Understanding Feelings About Pregnancy and Exploring the Involvement of Developmental Disabilities, Case Managers, and Decision Aids. Receiving the PhD in Epidemiology, Cesar Cristancho Rojas, who's being hooded by Dr. Emily Henkel. Dr. Rojas's dissertation is titled Exacerbation Rates and the Impact of Inhaled Antibiotics Therapy in Adults with Bronchiectasis, a Population Representative Longitudinal Analysis. Receiving the PhD in Epidemiology, Jonah Geddes. Jonah is being hooded by his dissertation chair, Dr. Lynn Marshall. Dr. Geddes's dissertation is titled Adverse Outcomes Following New Benzodiazepine and Z-Drug Prescriptions Among Adult Oregon Medicaid Beneficiaries, 2016 to 2019. Receiving the PhD in Epidemiology, Madison Schreiber. Madison is being hooded by Dr. Emily Henkel. Dr. Schreiber's dissertation is titled Malaria During Pregnancy, Uptake, Determinants, and Maternal Health Outcomes of Malaria Prevention Behaviors Among Pregnant Women of Bioko Island in Equatorial Guinea. Receiving the PhD in Health Systems and Policy, Roy Ball. Roy is being hooded by his dissertation chair, Dr. Robin Baker. Dr. Ball's dissertation is titled Quality of Care Delivered by Hospital-Based Substance Use Disorder Consultant Services. I would now like to invite to the stage Program Director Dr. Rochelle Fu and the graduating students of the Master of Public Health and Master of Science in Biostatistics programs. Receiving a Master of Public Health, Biostatistics. Dr. Sheetal Akula. Olivia Dobbs. It was very tangled, apparently. Jennifer Gully. Kelsey McKenzie. Sophia Mann. Charles Parker. Madison Pombo. Receiving a Master of Science in Biostatistics, Brendan Tran. Next, I invite to the stage Program Director Dr. Tanya Peterson and graduating students of the Master of Public Health, Environmental Systems, and Human Health program. Receiving a Master of Public Health, Environmental Systems, and Human Health, Connor Peasy. Riley Tyndall. Next, I invite to the stage Program Director Dr. Sarah Andre and graduating students of the Master of Public Health, Epidemiology. Receiving a Master of Public Health, Epidemiology. Fazila Abdullah. Azra Ahmed. Malia Leilani Ariano. Emma Lou Leary. Ashlyn Bailey. Nathan Bonnell. Isaac Arael Gomez Hernandez. Ashira Hassan. Zoha Imran. Hannah Jones. Princess Anna Kagamulo. Adam Russell Penavaria. Brent Riley. Sarah Schechner. Veronica Underwood Carrasco. Julia Ruth Unsworth. Raul Vega Juarez. Next, I invite to the stage Program Director Dr. Neil Wallace and graduating students of the Master of Public Health, Health Management and Policy program. Receiving a Master of Public Health, Health Management and Policy. Tempest Blanchard. Claire Tion Bruggers. Sigrid Lauren Conrique Vilchis. Courtney Eastep. Sarah Foreman. Teresa Melissa Fortunel Nunez. Brittany Herrera Araguin. Sulema Domenica Iboa Garcia. Arisa Larme Barrientos. Diana Mian Win. Melina Peña Anaya. Dylan Rice. Bradley Reznicki. Caitlin Soclavel. Angelina Trio Stafford. Amanda Tran. Elena Zbirun. Next, I invite to the stage Dr. Claire Wheeler and graduating students of the Master of Public Health Health Promotion Program. Receiving a Master of Public Health Health Promotion. Atlas Berry. Jessica Egan. Cassidy Gardner. Kate Hayfley. Kesa Holt. Macy Holt. Micah Zapata Mizushima. Abigail Mavity. Kristevi Punga. Jeanette Muibi. Taryn Robertson. Catherine Aline Copeland-Setter. Victoria Silver. Finally, I invite to the stage Dr. Elizabeth Waddell, serving as Program Director for today for the graduating students of the Master of Public Health in Public Health Practice program. Receiving a Master of Public Health Practice. Receiving the Certificate of Public Health Practice, Patch Adam Perryman. And now with the Master of Public Health and Public Health Practice, Sierra Gerber. Kate Linehan. Bianca Lynn Munoz. Inez Rossi y Costa. Mariana Wahab. Claire Adams. Samantha Arneson. Abigail Connolly. Aureli Delgado Sepulveda. Esra Terfeli. Rhiannon Gall. Sarah Acelia Wheeler. Alessandra Alicia Weiss. Kiana Wallace. Honored guests, that concludes our presentation of graduating students. Graduates, will you please stand so we can have one last opportunity to congratulate you.
All right. This concludes our hooding ceremony. the platform party will now exit, followed by graduates and faculty. Graduates, please gather upstairs in the holiday lobby immediately after the recessional for a group photo. We ask for guests to remain seated until the recessional concludes. Then please join us at a reception upstairs after the recessional. The staff will be outside the doors to help guide you to the correct reception. By the way, there are a couple of receptions. If you see a lot of folks with purple, those are the new dentists, so you'll want to go over to the public health side. Once again, congratulations to our graduates. It has been a wonderful day. Thank you for honoring us with your presence today. Congratulations.